Este libro de Jenni Rivera is the best out there. Unbreakable My Story, My Way, the official autobiography of Jenni Rivera. I consist of 23 chapters. And I would like to read portions of 3 chapters. So here we go. Chapter 1, Aren't You a Cinco's Lady? I wasn't making much money with my music. It was difficult to get my songs on the radio because I refused to fit into the mold of the typical Latina singer. I should have been younger, thinner, softer, quieter, dumber. In the Latino community, female singers were supposed to be beautiful and super skinny, and their music was supposed to be silly. Latina singers were meant to be looked at and not really heard, but wasn't eye candy. I was considered overweight. I was considered not to have vocal talent. And I was singing strong, bossy, corridos, folktales often involving drug dealers. I probably intimidated the men. No other women were singing corridos. It was like a woman rapping. Women weren't thought to be tough enough or real enough to be singing about the gritty world of drug dealers. The people in the industry tried to make me change. If you want to make it in this genre, they said, you have to do this or that. Moving on with chapter 2, The Rivera Way. My father, Pedro Rivera, first came to the United States in the 60s. He left my mother, Rosa, and my 2 brothers, Pedro and Gustavo, behind in Sonora, Mexico, with the promise to return for them when he had enough money. He headed to California in hopes that he would find work. He crossed the border illegally with 3 other men in a dangerous and risky passage. When they finally made it to San Diego, the other men wanted to sleep, but my dad is one of those people who always has to keep working. If there is one thing he doesn't know how to do, it's rest. Chapter 3, Taking the Stage. I was 11 years old. My father and I were sitting at La Tormenta nightclub in Los Angeles for yet another singing competition. Humberto Luna, the most famous Latin disc jockey at the time, was the master of ceremonies. I was the only child among 12 contestants, including my father, trying to win first place that night. When it was my turn, I walked up to the stage, which was actually the dance floor, and the mariachi was ready to play my song, Besos y Copas. It had been one of Chayitos Valdez's greatest hits, and ironically, my mother taught it to me. I had been deciding between that song and Cello's track, Mejor Me Voy, which was one of my favorites. But for some reason, I went with Besos y Copas. My father gave me his full support, telling me, as always, that I could do anything I set my mind to. But on this night, I was nervous. I took the microphone, just wanting the whole thing to be over with. But when the music started, I panicked and forgot the words. I wasn't even halfway through the song when I ran out of the room and heard the "You're not good enough" bells ringing. I spent the rest of the night sitting next to our car in the parking lot. So this is a must get. Like I said, there's 23 chapters. I read this whole book and I would need to reread because it's a great book. If you would like me to read more portions of this book, let me know. There's some images as well. This is one of my favorite pages. This is Jenni's handwriting. So this book contains 221 pages. And then it has Mariposa del Barrio on the back in Spanish, and it's also translated in English. Mariposa del Barrio. Again, Unbreakable, My Story, My Way, the official autobiography of Jenni Rivera.